Ladies and gentlemen, everyone wants to be more productive, to get more done, to move faster, to reach higher. But the truth is, productivity isn't just about doing more things. It's about doing the right things the right way at the right time. You see, there's a formula to massive productivity. It's not a secret, but most people never take the time to study it. The formula is made up of habits, mindset, and discipline, simple things practiced consistently. Let me share it with you. First, clarity. You can't be productive if you don't know what you're trying to produce. The man without a plan works hard and goes nowhere. Productivity begins when your goals are crystal clear. Decide what matters. Write it down, review it every morning. Second, focus. The world will tempt you to scatter your attention across 1,000 things. But nothing great was ever built in distraction. Massive productivity means saying no 99 times so you can say yes once to what truly matters. Third, discipline. Motivation is the spark, but discipline keeps the fire burning. Successful people don't work only when they feel like it. They've learned to act regardless of emotion. Productivity lives where discipline lives. Fourth, consistency. You don't plant a seed today and expect a forest tomorrow. The secret is daily effort. Steady, patient, and faithful. A few disciplined hours each day outwork 100 bursts of enthusiasm. Fifth, energy. Your body is the engine of your productivity. Feed it well, rest it right, move it daily. A tired mind makes poor decisions. Take care of your energy, and your energy will take care of your performance. Sixth, leverage. Use tools, systems, and people. Productivity is not about doing everything yourself. It's about multiplying your effort through smart leverage. A system is your silent servant. It works while you sleep. Seventh, learning. Every new skill sharpens your edge. Massive productivity belongs to the man or woman who never stops learning. Read, listen, observe, and apply what you learn fast. Eighth, measurement. What gets measured gets improved. Track your habits, your results. Without measurement, you're guessing. With measurement, you're growing. Ninth, purpose. Productivity without purpose is just activity. When you connect your work to a meaningful or why, you unlock energy and commitment that no to-do list can provide. And finally, gratitude. Appreciate the process. Celebrate small wins. Productivity isn't just about getting to the top of the mountain. It's about enjoying the climb. So, my friends, clarity, focus, discipline, consistency, energy, leverage, learning, measurement, purpose, and gratitude, these are the 10 ingredients of massive productivity. Don't wish for less work, wish for more skill. Don't wish for more time. Make better use of the time you have. And don't wait for perfect conditions. Start now where you are with what you have, because productivity isn't just a habit, it's a lifestyle. And when you master it, success becomes inevitable. Thank you. Clarity is the foundation of all productivity. You can't hit a target you can't see. Most people wake up each day and go straight to work, answering messages, reacting to problems, rushing from one task to another, yet they never stop to ask, what am I actually trying to accomplish? They confuse movement with progress. But running faster doesn't help if you're running in the wrong direction. True productivity begins not with action, but with intention. The moment you define your destination, every step you take begins to matter. Clarity means knowing what you want in vivid detail, not just, I want to be successful or I want to do well, but what does that look like? How much, by when, and why? The clearer your goal, the easier it becomes to measure your progress. A man who says, I want to earn more money, has no compass. A man who says, I want to build a business that generates 100,000 this year has a map. One is a dreamer, the other is a planner. Productivity is not about activity, it's about alignment between what you do and what you want. To gain clarity, you must take time away from the noise. Sit down with a blank page and write. Ask yourself questions, what do I really want? Why does it matter? What am I willing to give up to get it? Reflection creates precision. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, your priorities sharpen and your distractions lose their power. A person with clarity walks into each day with purpose. A person without it drifts through each day reacting to whatever comes. Clarity also brings peace of mind. When your goals are clear, decisions become easier. Should you say yes to that new project? Should you spend your evening watching TV or working on your skills? The answer becomes obvious when you know where you're going. Every choice either takes you closer or farther from your vision. Without clarity, you wrestle with confusion. With clarity, you move with conviction. The fog lifts and your energy finds direction. And here's the beautiful part. Clarity doesn't come once and stay forever. It deepens as you grow. Each season of life demands new goals and sharper vision. What was once important may no longer serve you. That's why you must revisit your goals often, refine them, and adjust your course. The clearer you become, the more powerful your actions become. Because in the end, clarity turns work into purpose, and purpose turns effort into achievement. Focus is the great multiplier of effort. You can have all the energy, intelligence, and ambition in the world, but without focus, you scatter your power into 100 small directions, and none of them lead to mastery. Productivity is never about doing more. It's about doing what matters most. When your attention is divided, your results are diluted. But when your attention is concentrated, your results are magnified. The sun's rays can warm, but when focused through a lens, they can ignite a fire. The same is true of your potential. Focus is the lens that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. The problem today is that distraction has become the default state. Notifications, emails, endless scrolling, they all compete for your attention. The world wants your focus because it's valuable. Every ad, every alert, every temptation is a hand reaching into your mind, pulling you away from your priorities. To produce massively, you must learn the art of saying no. Say no to noise, no to interruptions, no to the urgent but unimportant. Protect your time like it's treasure, because it is. Every hour you give away to distraction is an hour stolen from your dreams. Focus requires clarity about what truly deserves your attention. Each day, you should know the one or two things that, if completed, will move you forward the most. Not 10, not 20, just a few. That's the essence of focusing, narrowing the field. Ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today, what would it be? That question cuts through the clutter. Because productivity isn't about checking boxes, it's about making meaningful progress. The person who does one significant task daily will always outperform the person who dabbles in a dozen. Focus also demands presence. You can't give your best if half your mind is elsewhere. When you work, really work. Be fully there. Turn off distractions, close unnecessary tabs, silence your phone, and give your full attention to the task in front of you. Most people underestimate the power of deep, uninterrupted concentration. An hour of focused work can produce more than a day of scattered effort. The best performers in every field, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, have mastered the discipline of being fully absorbed in what they're doing. That's how breakthroughs are made. And remember, focus isn't just about eliminating distractions. It's about creating environments that make concentration natural. Design your surroundings to support your priorities. Keep your workspace clean. Schedule blocks of time for deep work. Guard your mornings when your energy and willpower are highest. Build rituals that signal to your brain. Now it's time to focus. Because when you control your environment, you control your attention, and when you control your attention, you control your results. Focus is the quiet force behind massive productivity. Discipline is the bridge between intention and accomplishment. Everyone has dreams, goals, and plans, but only a few have the discipline to turn those plans into reality. Discipline is what separates the wishful from the successful. It's the quiet force that gets you out of bed when comfort whispers, "Stay a little longer." It's the inner strength that pushes you to finish the task when fatigue says, "That's enough." Productivity is never a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice, and discipline is that choice repeated daily. Most people wait for motivation to act, but motivation is unreliable. It's like the weather. It changes without warning. Discipline, on the other hand, is stable. It doesn't care how you feel, it only cares what you decide. The disciplined person doesn't ask, "Do I feel like working?" They ask, "What must be done?" Because discipline is built on commitment, not convenience. And every time you follow through on what you said you do, even when you don't feel like it, you strengthen your character, and character is the backbone of productivity. Discipline begins with small, consistent actions. It's not forged in giant leaps, but in daily repetitions. Waking up at the same time, keeping your promises, finishing what you start. These small acts accumulate into unstoppable momentum. Think of discipline as a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. But skip your training, make excuses, or allow inconsistency to creep in, and that muscle weakens. The good news is, it's never too late to rebuild it. Every disciplined act renews your strength and brings you closer to mastery. There's also a kind of freedom that comes from discipline, the freedom to trust yourself. When you live with discipline, you no longer negotiate with your goals. You stop fighting the internal battle between what you want now and what you want most. Discipline ends that war. It allows you to live with integrity, to be the kind of person who does what they say every time. And that consistency creates confidence. You stop relying on luck and start relying on yourself. That's a power very few people ever experience. And here's the truth. Discipline is not punishment, it's alignment. It's not about living a rigid, joyless life. It's about designing a life where your actions match your ambitions. Every rule you set for yourself, every boundary you honor, every habit you uphold, these aren't restrictions, they're reinforcements. They're the scaffolding that supports your success. Discipline doesn't take away your freedom, it gives you mastery over your time, your mind, and your future. Consistency is where greatness is built quietly, away from applause, away from the spotlight. Anyone can work hard for a day. Anyone can be excited for a week. But the real winners are those who keep showing up day after day, long after the excitement has faded. Consistency is the difference between a spark and a steady flame. It's the rhythm of persistence that turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The most successful people aren't the ones who move the fastest, they're the ones who never stop moving forward, no matter how small the steps. Consistency transforms habits into results. Every small action, repeated often enough, becomes a powerful force. One workout doesn't make you fit. One study session doesn't make you wise, and one sale doesn't make you wealthy. But 1,000 small, steady efforts do. Think of a drop of water hitting a rock. One drop means nothing. But hit that rock every day, and over time, even stone gives way. That's the quiet power of consistency, the ability to create irreversible change through patient repetition. The challenge with consistency is that it's not glamorous. It doesn't feel exciting to do the same thing every day. The world celebrates breakthroughs, but rarely the grind that leads to them. Yet behind every great story of achievement lies a long trail of consistent effort. Mornings when motivation was missing, nights when nobody was watching, moments when progress seemed invisible. But the consistent person keeps going because they understand a truth most people overlook. Results are delayed, not denied. The reward comes, but only after consistency has done its work. Consistency also creates reliability within yourself. It builds trust, not with others first, but with you. When you do what you said you would do every single day, even in small things, you begin to believe in your own word. That inner trust becomes strength. It silences doubt. You stop wondering if you'll stick to your goals because you've proven it through repetition. And when that kind of faith in yourself takes root, you become unstoppable. People with consistency don't rely on bursts of energy, they rely on systems that sustain them. To stay consistent, you must make the process more important than the emotion. You will not always feel inspired, but you can always follow a routine. Build habits that remove decision fatigue. Set a time, a place, and a structure for your key activities. Let discipline handle the start, and let consistency handle the rest. The goal isn't perfection, it's persistence. Missing one day isn't failure, but letting it become a pattern is. Consistency is simply honoring your commitment again and again until success has no choice but to follow. Energy is the hidden currency of productivity. You can have clear goals, strong focus, and unshakable discipline, but if your energy is drained, none of it will matter. Productivity doesn't begin with your calendar. It begins with your capacity. You can't pour from an empty cup. And you can't perform at your best if your physical, mental, and emotional batteries are running low. The truth is simple success requires energy, and energy requires care. The most productive people don't just manage their time, They manage their vitality. Your body is the engine that drives your performance. When you neglect it, everything else suffers. What you eat, how you sleep, and how you move directly affect how you think and how you work. A sluggish body breeds a sluggish mind. But when your body is strong, your mind becomes sharper, your emotions steadier, and your motivation easier to sustain. Nourish yourself with good food, hydrate generously, move daily, and treat rest as a sacred ritual, not an afterthought. Sleep is not a reward, it's a requirement. It's the quiet workshop where your body repairs and your mind resets. But energy isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Every conversation, every environment, every thought you entertain either adds to or drains your energy. Surround yourself with people who lift you, not those who constantly pull you down. Protect your mental space. Spend time in places that inspire you. Engage in work that excites you, even if only for part of your day. When your heart is aligned with your work, you generate energy instead of losing it. Enthusiasm is an amplifier. It turns ordinary effort into passionate performance. Mental energy also depends on how you manage your focus. Every time you switch tasks, check your phone, or let your attention scatter, you spend precious energy refocusing. That's why multitasking is not efficiency, it's energy leakage. The brain performs best when it operates in deep, sustained focus. Structure your work in blocks of time where you can enter flow, that state where time disappears and productivity soars. After each block, take short breaks to recharge. Even a few minutes of stillness, stretching, or fresh air can restore more energy than an hour of forced effort. Finally, protect your energy with balance. Burnout doesn't come from working too much, it comes from working without renewal. Just as muscles grow during rest, so does your strength of mind during recovery. Create space for joy, stillness, and reflection. Laugh often. Disconnect when needed. Energy thrives where there's rhythm. Exert, then renew, focus, then release. The person who learns this rhythm never runs out of strength because they understand this timeless, truthy productivity is not about how much you do, but how well you sustain the energy to do it.